So good morning, as I say, this is plan B. Plan A this morning was to get up early and to go up either to Mamtor or Winnets Pass to get a sunrise, because there was going to be a cloudy version this morning. It's been quite weird with the weather. We've had like 14, 15, 16 degrees during the day and probably 2, 3, 4 degrees during the night with no clouds and no wind, which is ideal for a cloudy version. So I was checking the weather forecast and I thought, right, let's go up to Peak District, get a cloudy version with a sunrise. However, coming up here this morning, it literally took over 2 hours to get up here this morning. The reason being was the motorways were so foggy, the fog was so dense on the motorway, we were literally driving at 30 miles an hour on the motorway. And even then the visibility was really, really poor. And there was still idiots flying past me about 70 miles an hour, which I just couldn't understand. So obviously by the time I came up here this morning, the sun had risen over the top of the peaks. The mist was burning off, so I just thought there's no point going all the way up to Mamtor or onto Winnets Pass, because yeah, okay, you might get a bit of a cloudy version up there, but there's not a cloud in the sky this morning. It's clear blue skies and everything's just going to be blown out with obviously the harsh shadows, big highlights. So plan B was to come up and find a waterfall that's in the shade somewhere, just so it's not, as I say, not blown out by this harsh sunlight, as you can see behind me here. I have to work quite quickly because that sun is gradually moving down the valley, and probably within half an hour, 40 minutes, it's going to be fill the valley in sunlight, and that's it for the day. So I've come to a place called Nether North Grain, which is just off Snakes Pass in the Peak District. And there's some falls right down the bottom by the car park, which I've photographed before. So parked up there, and I thought, I know what I'll do is I'll send a drone up into the valley, just so I can have a look. The brook or the stream is running quite nicely. So as I sent the drone up, I've sent the drone probably half a mile back into the valley, and I've come across some really, really nice waterfalls that probably if you didn't have a drone or you weren't a walker, because there is a trail that leads up here, you'd probably never know they were here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get set up, get my composition finalised. I think I'm okay, but I might just tweak it a little bit. And then what I'll do is I'll talk you through what I'm doing, and then I'll make my way back down the car park through the valley. Because as I say, there's quite a few nice little cascades that's down there. The only problem is that the shot that I've got at the moment, there's no real interest apart from the waterfall itself. So anyway, I'm just going to have a play around, get set up, and then I'll come back to you and I'll talk you through what I'm doing, and so on and so on and so on. Okay, so this is the composition that I'm looking at. I've got the water, where are we? I've got the water coming in from the top right hand corner, and it's leading you down to a big pool in the foreground. The pool is obviously much bigger than you can see on there. On my DSLR I'm shooting at around about 18-19 millimeters, f14 ISO 64. I'm playing around with the shutter speeds, so at the moment I've got a polarizer and I've also got a 3-stop ND grad on there as well, which is giving me 8 seconds at the moment. But what I'm doing is I'm taking it off and putting it back on again, just so I can play around with the shutter speed, taking multiple shots. So the pool in front of me is all nice and smooth and milky, and there are a few bubbles as well, which look quite nice. Okay, so I've come back down from the top waterfall, and I've come back down. I've sort of traversed down the gully a little bit. Quite slippy, so if you ever come here, just be careful. This one is the most impressive of the waterfalls. It's probably around 6 meters high, something like that, about 20 feet high. Again, the only problem here is there's no real foreground interest. There's a few obvious shots with the rock on the far side. However, I quite like the near side shots. The reason being there's quite a lot of dark green, black, brown rocks with moss on there, which is adding like a real contrast to the highlights of the flowing water. Just a case of trying to get close so I can get front to sharp, both in focus, and sort of cut out all the distracting elements as well. So I'm having a play around with my shutter speed. Currently I'm on half a second, f14. I've lifted my ISO up to 125 just so I can get that quarter of a second shutter speed. I've got a circular polarizer on there, shooting at 18 millimeters with a 2-second timer. So all we do, focus the third of the way in. That's it, pure and simple, really nice. Okay, so I've moved a bit back from the main waterfall now. I've come to a little gully where the stream comes through. It's quite nice. I've got a big rock on the right hand side, a rock on the left hand side, which is almost giving it the V to cup it, and then there's a small little fall in front of it that leads up to the main waterfall in the background. The problem I had was I quite like to get quite low to the waterfalls, sort of low to the water. But we're not doing that. There's some grasses, some reeds that were cutting off of the bottom of the waterfall, and I think it just spoiled it, just took some of the balance away. So what I've done is I've moved the tripod and the camera back about 6 feet. I've lifted it as well, so I'm quite high now, looking down onto it. That means that the grass is sort of below where the waterfall meets the pond, so I'm not breaking the waterfall in any sense. So settings wise, I'm on a third of a second, f14, ISO 64. I'm focused in about 22 millimeters, 23 millimeters. Just got polarizer on the front, no ND filters required. And then all I'm doing is, as I said before, I'm just going to play around with my shutter speed a little bit. I'm going to sort of, the only thing that I want to keep it on f14. So what I'm going to have to do is just decrease and increase the ISO, just to give me a shorter and a faster shutter speed. Okay, so I'm almost at the bottom of the trail now. The car's just down there. But the last little waterfall, there's about 1, 2, 3, there's about 6 little cascades, which is quite nice. Just what I'm going to try and do though is just try and shoot the scene now, because the wind's picked up a little bit. Obviously the further I get down into the valley, obviously it's blowing down. So I've got my camera quite low to the ground, low to the water. I'm on f14, I'm on a 2 seconds exposure time, ISO 31, just to try and slow it down a little bit. I'm focused all the way in at 30mm with a 2-second timer. So just going to take this last shot, and then this is the last shot of the day. Going to go off, get some breakfast and have a coffee and just chill out for a while. So I've got to be careful because I'm actually standing in the water, and the water's literally about 5mm away from coming over the top of more Wellingtons. Hope you've enjoyed it. It's been, I know, maybe a bit of a mishmash of sort of coming down here, but hopefully I'll get a few more vlogs out this year. I say that every year, but I set myself a target to sort of at least do 1 a month at least. So as I say, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do, please like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment down below. I reply to everyone. But again, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.